Hey friends. Oh, I'm exhausted. My energy level is non-existent. I just feel like that's how I feel. So, in the spirit of witchiness, I'm creating workings today for my fatigue. And I thought I'd share them with you. I know quite a few people suffer with this, or, we all have our days where it's just like, phew. And this has been working on me for the past 3 days. To the point that today I'm just like, fuck this. Ah! So it's obviously time to reset. So I thought I would share with you what I'm going to be doing with this energy, or lack thereof. We are still in the waxing crescent phase. We are growing. We are waxing. So just so happens this kind of fell within the perfect time to continue manifesting for me. So I am going to use some of my new moon workings, and I'm going to expand on them and add another element, because this new moon, it was semi-basic for the most part. I just kind of manifested kind of my normal things along with like one extra, and I've been, burning my candles, whatever. So I just kind of wanted to add another layer because this is super specific and it's really bogging me down, and I really needed to get this working started. So the first thing I did was decide on candle magic first and foremost, which is kind of my go-to. I love candle magic just because I feel like I can do it right away. If I don't have anything else, I have a candle that I can either dress or carve into or write on, or I can create something around a candle. So those are usually my first go-to things. This one's gonna have a couple of different elements, and if you want to know how I did anything specific, by all means let me know. I'm just kind of letting you guys know the basics of what this working for energy is going to be. So I took one of my little candles that I started at the new moon. They're made very much like the 7-day candles, but they're only like 2 days-ish, depending upon how you burn them. And I started these workings now. Small note, not everybody does it the same way, but if I am manifesting, I do not blow a candle out. I snuff a candle. I blow out anything that I'm working to release. I snuff out anything I'm working to manifest. That's just a personal thing. Do what you will. Anyway, and because sometimes I can't leave my stuff burning. If I'm at home and I know I'm going to be at home and I can monitor, then I will keep it burning for a few days. But I can't always do that. So, yeah. Anyway. So, I grabbed my little candle and I created a sigil. So, I don't work with sigils all the time. I usually only do them when I just feel like I need that extra, And right now I'm desperate. I feel like blah. And anyway, I'll get into that. Anyway, so my main thing was to have more energy. So what I do is I kind of do I kind of start basic with, I write down have more energy. I cross out my vowels. I cross out any double letters. And then I come up with what I have left. And then from there, I just play around. Now, I mentioned it in one of my earlier videos, however you talk. I feel like creating something when doing a working puts an added element of my energy into it because I've had to create something for it. Therefore, it's like a bigger burst of energy. So I often like to create with whatever I'm doing. And this sigil seemed like the best thing. It was just the first thing that popped into my head. I was like, I need a sigil. I always follow my intuition. If my intuition is guiding me towards something, especially when it comes to my spell work, because I will create a sacred space. I'll burn my sage or whatever it is that I'm doing to brainstorm and create my working. I usually don't do workings from other people or workings that I find in books. I usually take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I create my own. So anyway, I mess around, and then like I'll eventually, sometimes if I'm not feeling it, I'll get the runes that kind of correspond, and then I'll play with that, make a whole mess. But I did find one that I really liked. I came up with this sigil for having more energy. Again, if any of you want to use this sigil, I'm more than happy to get that for you guys if you want. Anyway, so I create my sigil, and then I created a bigger one to put on my candle. And this is sideways on my candle. I don't care about the way. I just want it represented as big as I could. Excuse me. On my candle. Just to have it on there, and every time I see it, I feel it, I say it, I have more energy. So I have that on my candle. That is going to go on my altar. It's going to get lit. I am going to say my affirmations, which I wrote down here, every time I go to my altar. So again, I have my little sigil, and I created 3 affirmations to say every time I come to my altar, or whenever I think about them during the day. I am healthy, strong, and energetic. I go through my days with ease. Movement flows abundantly in my days. A lot of this is from kind of retreating in the past couple of days. I've been having a big project, so that means that I've been sitting behind my desk, and even though I try to get up and go outside and do stuff and play and kind of break out from behind it, like my whole mentality gets caught behind there sometimes, and I know that that's why, like, even my arms and my hands hurt, and I know that's from assuming the typing position. I obviously don't type like that, but you know what I mean. Like, I feel like crunched in and held in and just drained. So that is where I started. So candle magic is a favorite of mine. Like I said, sigils are not something that I do often, but I really like to follow my intuition, and it's one of the first things that popped into my head, so that is what I created. And like I said, well, I don't know if I said that. I am not an expert. I am a very eclectic witch. I take what feels right. I do what feels right. I follow my intuition. I have a very intuitive based practice. But I am always willing to learn more from others. I'm always willing to share. So if you have anything that you feel like you want to borrow from this, by all means, please do. If you have any questions, if you have anything at all, by all means, please let me know. You can always pop something in the comments or message me on Instagram. I'll make sure I leave that, especially since I'm doing these kind of things now. If anybody wants to talk or has questions or whatever, please feel free. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help and share and learn. So by all means, let me know. Second thing I am going to be doing for this working is I'm gonna have crystals. And the first thing that spoke to me was citrine. Like, the second I was like, I feel like blah, I need some citrine. And you will notice my earrings, let me see if I can show you a little better. have a piece of citrine on them. You will be seeing these earrings for quite a while. If I don't wear my crystals, they're shoved in my bra or they're put in a satchel and I take them around with me. But I love these. They're the first thing that kind of jumped out at me, and I was like, that's what I need. I need these. They're light, they're bright, they're sunny feeling. I have another, I'll call it a little nugget. I have a little nugget of citrine on a chain. However, it's a very dark citrine. I even tried to put it on this morning and it was like, no. So, not doing that. These earrings feel right. They have the perfect amount of citrine to carry with me at all times. It's around my space, so I'll be wearing these for a while. Sorry, I'm thirsty. So that's another thing. I cleanse them. I set my intentions on them as I put them in. So I will use these affirmations that I've created. Not only when I come to my altar and I see my candle, I will repeat these. I will also repeat them as I put my earrings on and throughout the day whenever I feel it necessary. So another little bit that I am working with for this energy spell are oils. So I always feel kind of weird when I tell people like, well, how do you come up with these blends? I feel it out. I've been working with oils for a couple of years now. They're one of my favorite ways to do spells. It's actually part of my business. My Gray Moon has a bunch of my spell oils on there. However, when I work for when someone comes to me specifically and says, I want an oil for this, unless they specifically ask for my pre-made oils, I will create something special just for them. So for me, I already have a fatigue that I've done. However, I know that I need something a little bit deeper. I love that fatigue oil, but mine has a lot more to do with pulling something deeper out than just giving myself a boost for a bit. I just needed more in it. So I always feel like I have to create for that moment when it comes to certain things. Anyway, so what I usually do is I use my reference books. I have a portable essential oil guide. I have some natural remedies. I have books on herbs. I have books on oils. I have the Hearth Witches Compendium, which has a bunch of good stuff in it. But one of my favorite books to reference sometimes is this Natural Remedies Essential Oils, mostly because in the back here, they'll go through like the oil, what it blends well with. They have precautions, as well as a list of things that it kind of aids with, or, you know, whatever that may be. So a lot of times I will reference everything. I'll kind of write down a little list, star the things that kind of jump out. Again, I work very intuitively, very, very intuitively. So I gather all that, I create a list. And then I go into my space with my oils. I grab some herbs, some berries, some botanical, like I have everything that I need. And then I kind of feel it out. I will grab the oils that it calls for, and then I'll start playing with blends. I'll start playing with creating like little bundles. Let me add this. No, this doesn't work. I put it away. And it's like I almost feel like I'm in a bubble when I do this. It sounds weird to say it out loud, but that's how I know I'm on the right path, is once I start setting like I need this one with it. It's like all of a sudden I feel like everything else kind of closes out, and I'm just methodically like, yes, no, this, that, is this right? There's something missing. put that aside, grab this. There are sometimes I'm either like, I feel like it needs this, and it might not be on my list. So in a case like that, I will go to my books and I will pull up that and I'll say, oh, you know, frankincense. Let's see, does it go, it doesn't say it here, but it mixes with this well, that might be why, and they have like, I don't know, emotional balance, so that might be why I'm being drawn to frankincense. I need that emotional balance as well. So I'll add it in there, like I'll go and I'll reference, if it's not on my list, I will go and see why I'm being drawn to it, and add it as I see fit. Again, this is how I do it. I'm very intuitive when it comes to oils. That's how I create my spells. That's how I create my blends. And I test, I thoroughly test what I create for. So that's kind of how I work. So with this one, I have, it took me a little while, and then I finally got it to where, like, the second I smell it, I'm like, oh, like it's perfect. This one has a lot to do with not only the benefits of putting it on my skin, but also the aromatherapy of it. So you'll see these are some juniper berries in there. Sometimes I put herbs, sometimes I don't, or berries or botanicals or whatever it is. If I feel like it flows, if I feel like it enhances, then I usually put them in there. Like I almost put some calendula in here just because I feel like I need the sun, but I just don't feel like it goes here, so I may be putting some calendula as an offering on my altar for the energy. So best advice I can give when creating workings or you know, using your essential oils, doing blends, doing spell work, is definitely use your intuition. If you're feeling drawn to something, research, find out why. Like there's got to be a reason why you're being drawn to something for one of your workings, you know? Trust yourself. Trust yourself. I've learned to do that over the years, because I started off, I'm like, oh, well, I wasn't sure. And then I did it, like someone had advised, and then I was like, well, let me see why I was feeling that way. And like I read it, I'm like, oh, because I really needed it because of this. So like, don't be scared to chase your intuition, right? Like go and figure out why you're feeling this way. That's my best advice when it comes to spell work. Figure out why you're feeling this way. So anyway, I have some juniper in here. I have some jasmine. I have grapefruit. I have, it depends on how you say it, hyssop, in here. I was feeling more towards like a floral, and that grapefruit was like screaming my name. Again, I just keep getting so much of like the sun just keeps popping in to everything I've been working on today. So yeah, so if you guys are interested in knowing my stuff, I'll be more than happy to tell you guys that. Anyway, that's kind of my blend. So with this, again, I will cleanse this. It has been cleansed already, but I usually, before I use it, if I can smudge it, I usually do. If not, I will hold it in my hand. I will focus on the light. I will say my intentions before I put this on. This is completely safe for my skin, so this is definitely going to be one that I wake up in the morning and I put behind my ears, on my wrist, under my feet. And it smells good, so it's not going to be too bad. And something that I will keep with me throughout the day when I'm feeling a little lower, I will grab it. I'll say my affirmations. I'll put it on. So it's like a portable spell, right? That I will keep this working with me and use it throughout the day as I need it. So one more thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to, I don't know if you can see it, there's a huge piece of citrine right there. What I'm going to do with that is I'm going to set up a big glass water bottle, And I am going to create some moon water with some citrine. I'll set my intention. I'll allow it to be out in the moonlight tonight. And I will be drinking that tomorrow. So that's how my working's gonna go. I'll like keep you guys posted on where it's going and how it's going. If you're interested, of course. Water. So, yes, out of necessity, I thought I would share this little working with you guys since I'm desperate for it right now. Excuse me. So I hope you enjoyed that. To go along with it, I also pulled up and found a little self-care spread. This was done by Sleepy Wizard on Tumblr. I don't know, I found it on Pinterest. I think it's fun to find some of these little spreads on Pinterest. I often make my spreads when I'm working through something, but like I just didn't have the energy today to like sit down and like, I just wanted a spread. I wanted something kind of set, and this one really resonated with me. So I went ahead and shuffled and pulled my cards before I got on, just to kind of shorten it because I knew it would be kind of long. So here we go. It starts off with my problem, what to do now, what to do later, what I need to hear, what I should avoid. So this one kind of hit me a bit rough. My problem. I got the fountain, and for me, this really touches on my problem in such a bigger space. Yes, my energy feels really low, but I've also been dealing a lot with the fact that I feel disconnected completely lately. Like, not just like, oh, I feel like disconnected, I need to get back into nature. No, like I feel disconnected as in like sometimes I feel like the world is happening and I am just an observer. Nothing feels real. Like I'll go and I'll look up at the sky and I'm like, this looks fake. And I hate that feeling. It feels super disconnected. And I find that it often happens when I get too consumed in what I'm doing and then I continuously back away. Like, oh, do you want to go over here? No, I just want to stay home. No, I'm just going to work. I'm just going to go do this by myself. I just want to be by myself. I don't want to go. I just stay home. I don't want to go. Like, and it just like trickles and I just keep going further back until the point where I just feel like I'm not even here. I'm just like observing, like, what is the point of everything? This feels like a dream. I don't like that feeling. And I thought it was on the surface, and then I saw this card and I was like, man. Yeah. So that's my main problem and why I think I'm feeling so much fatigue, because I am not staying in the present. I'm not staying anywhere. You know, like I almost feel like I'm staying in the void and I'm just not a part of the whole. Yeah. Deep stuff. So, what to do now? I had 2 cards come out for what to do now. And this 3 of Swords, what really hits me is all this turmoil. And I feel like coming out with this 8 of Wands, again, the sun, like this reminds me of a sun, like the sun rising over a hill. I just feel like it's saying, you know, what to do now is to leave this turmoil behind and focus on getting out, get moving, get in the sun. You know what I mean? Like, go out and do. And while oftentimes I don't feel like doing this, I know that I have to. Because once I start, then I start to feel better. I start to feel more connected. I start to feel more at peace and more at, you know, one. and everything just like kind of fits back into place. So tomorrow, I already have it planned. We have a market tomorrow, and it's me and my friend Alicia together. If you guys watched my little tour of art walk, she was selling candles with her wife Jen on the side of us. That's my sweet boo. Me and Alicia get to go Vin tomorrow together. And so I'll be out in the sun with my friend, talking to people, laughing, and having a great time. So I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it now. Do later. I got the Ten of Swords reversed. And what I feel from this is kind of like worrying about everything at once is going to be too overwhelming. Like trying to pick apart every little thing all at once is just going to be too much. So I feel like what it's saying, I need to do this later. I feel like it's more like do one thing at a time. Like save some of it for later. Right now, my main focus, get in the sun, get back into myself. And like all I keep feeling and seeing is like just head up, sun on my face. Kind of taking that all in is just like a reset button. So this needs to happen later. I need to feel right, get right before I come in and start pulling these out one at a time and dealing with them. Because if I take them on all at once, then I'm just gonna look like this dude. So, yeah. What I need to hear, and I got the Judgment card. And with this, I feel like what I need to hear is that every dark day comes to an end. I can always reset and restart. Even though it feels like I can't, even though it feels like I'm caught in this like perpetual, oh my gosh, what was it called in, it just made me think of it, in the labyrinth, the bog of eternal stench. It was where you got sent and you never got the stench off. It never, whatever. But they made it through, and they came out of this eternal bog of stench or whatever it's called. And that's kind of where I'm feeling this. I can come out stink free. No, but I can start over. Like, I know it's not as scary as it seems. Every dark day has a light. So I feel like this is more about coming out, reborn, rebirth. That's what I need to hear, is that I won't stay in this mindset forever. If I can reset, I will feel the light again. I really like that. I should avoid the Emperor. Came out with the Page of Coins. And my main thing that I'm feeling for this is like I keep getting like boxed in. Like, obviously there's a box with Drake here. But like, as funny as it is, like it just kind of hit me. Like, don't get boxed in with this idea that everything has to be sunshine and rainbows and you have to be frolicking through the meadow at all points in time, and everything is bright and sunny and spectacular. Sorry, y'all. My phone rang right as I was getting all into it. So yes, what I should avoid, comparison. Comparison to other people's, oh my gosh, what was I watching the other day? What did they call it? Other people's highlight reel, right? Because every time we see stuff on TV or on social media, or what we think of in our heads when we think of like what our lives need to be day to day, we often see like the glossy Instagram photos or the bright and shiny people. And life isn't always like that. So I need to avoid comparison, basically. Not everything has to be bright and shiny all the time. Don't put life in a box, basically, is what I'm feeling from this. So much to ponder on, much to journal about. And I'm ready to get this working started. I think another layer that I might add, talking with you guys right now, I'm thinking I might also add a ritual bath, which I may replicate some of the oils that I have in here, as well as maybe some of that calendula magic. And some salts maybe add in some tangerine, because tangerine always makes me feel happy. So maybe like a citrusy bath, a bath of vitality. I might add that to my workings tonight as well. So just a little insight into how I create workings on the fly. Ta-da! I hope this helped in some sort of way if you need it. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you are well. Thank you, as always, for being here, friends. Much love. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.